Yes, people. We are live in the building. I gotta bring the energy because the match we just watched was a dire 0-0. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. I'm back with the panel from the preview. We got the United lot, we got the Chelsea lot. But before we begin, guys, as always, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and we're gonna get straight into the video. All right, boom. Like I said, individually, guys, no interruptions. Let's keep this nice and sweet. Obviously, gonna start with the United lot because we were the guests at Stamford Bridge. Gonna start with you, Rick. 0-0, man. I mean, I don't know if it was a fair result or a decent result, decent performance, but another top six team we haven't beaten, but 0-0. How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that, all things considered, man. We set up quite well. I was happy with our pressing structure. We were very good, like off the ball defensively, man. We had like our front four, kind of like pressing Chelsea, forcing them wide, and then once the ball went out to the wide centre backs, we'd apply pressure. We had like our two DMs or double pivot of Scott and Fred defending the channels in between like the fullbacks and the centre backs. So I was quite happy with that. Obviously, my one criticism is going forward, we didn't really have a plan of attack, man. So it just wasn't great in terms of going forward. But the fact that's against Tuchel, good Chelsea side, haven't been beaten yet. We've got a draw. We're still in second. Yeah, can't complain, man. All right result.
Yeah, man. I mean, 0-0. I would have took that before the game. Obviously, Leicester lost previously. So goalless draw. I mean, a draw is not a bad result. Sorry, Jesse, gonna come to you next. I mean, 0-0. Obviously, we saw the team news before the game. What was your feelings on the team lineup and how do you think the game went?
I said it would be 0-0. I said it would be 0-0. I said it. I think the game would be rubbish. I saw the lineup. How are we gonna score today? Because whenever we play type of lineup, I just don't see us scoring. Like unless it's a Bruno type of special goal or something. But yeah, overall the game was rubbish, man. I think Chelsea was the better team today. I'll be so honest, man.
Okay, that's very well. That's your point of view. I think it was an even game. I think not much team. Both teams didn't really go for it like that. But yeah, Josh, give me your thoughts on the game, man.
Decent game. I feel like both teams with the ball were awful today. Like the final passes wasn't there at all. I just watched the interview from Ollie. He said everything was perfect apart from the ball. We kept the ball. We didn't really the ball today. And our final ball wasn't there. Then again, Chelsea away from home, it's a tough place to go. They're in form as well. So if they get the draw, we'll move on to the next game. So happy with the draw, to be fair.
What do you mean you're happy, bro?
I'm happy with the draw.
I said no interruption. Wait. I said no interruption. This guy, he doesn't listen.
Jerry, let me.
It was a more of time. It was a more.
How long? It's 3 minutes in and you started already. Go on, Josh. Rebuttal that.
He wants us to win every game, innit? But yeah, look at Chelsea. Look at their form. They haven't lost since Tuchel's been there. Like to get a draw away from home, yeah, against Chelsea is a good result. Deep it.
A good result.
It's a good result. It's a good result. Jerry, would you agree with me?
Yeah, I got Jesse.
Obviously, we didn't need to win, but I'm not going to say it's a good result because that.
So what is it?
Top four. Listen, top four is not secured.
But so it's a bad result. It's a bad result.
It's an all right result. Nothing like it's not. I won't say it's a good result. A good result is a win, innit? I'll say it's we'll take it. Not good result. I want to hear that.
Okay, I got. You know what? Let me flip it over to the blue side. Obviously, they were the home team. Obviously, Emmanuel, we can't really see you, but obviously they can hear your voice.
Just sorry about that.
It's cool, bro. It's cool, bro. Just obviously quickly give me your reaction to the team because I saw a couple changes in there. I thought, like, well, right, what's he? Is he rotating or what's he doing? But just give me your thoughts on the lineup and your reaction to the game.
Well, to be honest, the lineup, I was cool with the lineup because obviously trying to give people a chance that haven't played a lot. And Diaz is not a bad player. I want Diaz to do well, but I mean, first off, not too great. But second half, he was coming in. He was coming into the game. I'm so happy Jerry started and Mount. Yeah, I was happy with the lineup. I was confident with the lineup. Let me say that. But the game, just like the same old story. We just create, or we just dominance of the ball, have dominance of the ball, but we don't do anything in the final third. Then same old story, man. Just a rubbish match. I mean, it's better than the first leg, innit? When we played at Old Trafford, but still, such a boring match, man. I'm quite impressed with the results, to be honest.
It seems like everyone's on the same vibe. Juan, gonna come to you next. You know what's funny? Yeah, I watched the game and before in the preview, you lot were saying no Rudiger, and I'm thinking, bruv, today he was on smoke. I don't know what you lot were saying, but yeah, just before I get to you, just before I get to you, Juan, yeah, give me your reaction to the lineup and then obviously the game.
The lineup, I kind of expected it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giroud thing for me, you don't know what I said to play Tammy. Like,
yeah.
I said, and I think you can see that the fact that Giroud was playing allowed your centre backs to start so high, which made it so hard for us. Like, that's exactly why we needed Tammy. Like, everyone got onto me because Giroud did his thing in the Champions League, but that was why we needed him. That's exactly why, because it allows you to have a high line, and all of a sudden it's harder for us now. But as for the team, I can't really argue with it. I know what you're saying about Rudiger. I don't know how closely you're watching, but Rudiger, and I reckon Ricky probably clocked onto this, because I think Ricky would have seen it as well when we were talking about before, but as soon as Rudiger got the ball, that was your key to press. Like, as soon as Rudiger got the ball, you man knew to press. And that's what I was saying. Like, from when I said what I said, and Ollie's using that as the key to press, that's how you know that even the opposition saw him as the weak link. So,
but he wasn't a weak link, though. He was.
No, he is because
Got some tags, man, and a good drive out.
Hold on, because when you're a team that starts deep and has to take risks, like Rudiger is not someone that I'm comfortable having starting the ball with deep and having the same with Zuma. To be fair, like they're both quite similar. Like, they don't give me confidence as playing centre backs. Defensively, when it's 1-on-1, Rudiger was top notch. Like, I can't knock it, but I'm not comfortable when he's in possession. But in terms of the game, I think the first half was fair. If I'm being completely honest, I'm glad none of you went to the pen. I'm sure we'll discuss that in a second.
Oh yeah, that is definitely the next point, but we'll get there.
Yeah, but and I think second half, I thought we were better. If I'm being completely honest, like I feel like the game was very tight. So I think if you said to me, right, Quan, you've got to name the team, I would have said overall, I think Chelsea should have won the game. But that's if I had to pick it. If I had to pick a team, realistically, I think a draw is fair.
Cool. Dammy, you're gonna come to you next. Quickly to the Chelsea. What happened to Tammy? He wasn't even in the squad. Like, what happened there?
He was injured.
Oh.
No, he's not injured.
No, he's not injured.
People said
His ankle. It's his ankle.
People said he wasn't injured.
Wow.
People said
he wasn't injured.
People said he didn't make the cut. So I think something's going on with Tammy, because for the past few weeks or past couple of months, there's been loads of talk about his contract. Even when Lampard was there's been some contract dispute. And then apparently there's all these rumours with us linked to Haaland or trying to buy another big name striker. I think something's going on with Tammy. I don't know what it is, because for him to not even make the bench, like, when does that ever happen when Tammy's fit? So I don't know. I feel like something's going on there, but we missed it.
Yeah, but I feel like obviously it doesn't make sense. Yeah, you're there. Yeah, you helped us get Champions League this season. Now they brought in Werner. Potentially others that can actually play your position as well if a coach wants him to. Then we have Giroud. Now you're telling me you want to bring in Haaland, and also looking at that, it just looks like he's dropping down the old earners. So it's only fair for him to look for other clubs or alternatives. So I think it's literally either he's going to go, or we don't sign Haaland. It's one of them.
I think he'll end up going. That's what I think.
Wow.
I think Chelsea. I think everyone has said that we need a top striker. I think we don't have one. I don't think Timo's the answer to play up top on his own. I don't think if you're pushing, Tammy's not good enough. If I'm being completely honest, he's not going to be a clinical striker, which burns me to say it because I love him to be. But I think when you're talking about winning Champions Leagues, can any of us here say that Tammy's going to win the Champions League? Probably not. That's the harsh reality.
Okay. Dammy, wanna come to you next? Give me your thoughts. Obviously, the lineup as well and the game, how it panned out.
To be honest, I think the lineup was actually a good lineup. Like every Chelsea fan will say, the lineup was like a very good lineup. Like I think Chilwell was brought in more for like the pace side of things because Alonso compared to like Chilwell pace, Chilwell Bridges Alonso and that. So I think the lineup was a very tactical lineup, I would say. But other than how the game was played, we were just losing the ball too much. I won't lie. The ball, like both teams, to be honest, like the ball just couldn't stick for both teams. Like Ziyech losing the ball the most in the whole team. Like it was just a bit odd. So that game, draw was a fair result, and whoever, like, if anyone got a win, it'll be like raw, like we stole that kind of thing. So I think a draw is a fair result, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it seems like we're all on the same page. Freshly, just gonna come to you to end the segment quickly. The lineup. I mean, I thought you lot changed formation when I first saw your team lineup, but obviously Hudson-Odoi played wing back. He got hooked off. Well, I don't know if he was injured or if that was tactical.
Yeah, he was injured.
He got to his knee. He had an ice cap on his knee.
Okay, so yeah, Freshly, just tell me your thoughts, man.
Like obviously, I enjoyed the game. It was a very good game to watch, because both teams were actually trying. But the only problem I had with the whole game was the final product on both sides was terrible. A prime example was the McTominay, that chance he had. Literally, all he had to do was just make sure
listen, we're gonna get there because
you're
you're gonna get me angry, fam. Listen,
We're gonna get there. I have a lot to say about that.
Give me the Chelsea perspective, like how you not played in that.
No, but Chelsea, we did what I expected. It was just that obviously, like you lot didn't allow us to get have a clean shot. Because every time we had a shot, it was always like a deflected or somebody got a block in. So there's nothing bad I can say about the Chelsea performance. Really, we did what we were meant to. Just that the opposition was better, like defensively. That's all I can say for it.
Okay. Just you back here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. The biggest talking point that first half. You see that handball? Listen, Rick. I want to come to you because for me, I don't know how in God's name that they went to the screen, saw that, and said no handball, no penalty. But go on, Rick, tell me, man, because explain it to me because I don't get it. I really don't.
I don't know, man. I don't really know what they. So to me, the ball just hit him on the hand twice, fam. So it's a handball. His hand's not in a natural position. No, it is. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi, I think he's trying to get his body between Mason and the ball. So obviously he's using his hand to jostle, but the ball was around his hand's vicinity, so he ends up hitting the ball twice, fam. So that's a penalty to me, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no need for him to be trying to get in front of Mason. There, Mason's definitely getting the ball before him, I think. So I think it's a pen, man.
Yeah, Josh, I know you're on our page because for God's, I don't get it, man. These referees, bro. This week already, they've had some howlers, and today just add to the misery. Like I don't know what. Like, bro, talk to me, man, because I'm still getting fixed right now.
Like Rick said, yeah, it's hit his hand twice. Like in the box, you've seen penalties given for worse things than that. So to go to monitor as well and see that it's hit his hand twice, I don't know what the referee's seen. Obviously, after the game, we've seen that on the Chelsea website. We've seen what the Chelsea guys, he said to Maguire, the referee, saying how if he gives the penalty, it's going to cause a lot of drama. But I don't understand. You do your job.
What?
They come out on the Chelsea website, apparently. The referee spoke to Maguire and said that if he gives the penalty, it's going to cause a lot of drama after. But that's a lot of foolishness. That's a lot of foolishness.
That is
do your job. That is for me. Yeah, I don't understand these referees. I feel like they're getting scared of doing their job. Like you're meant to be control of the game. Do your job, and then the drama will be there. At the end of the day, that is a penalty for me. If he touched it twice, you've gone to the monitor and seen that he touched it twice, but you still said there's no penalty. I don't know if that Chelsea thing that we said to Maguire is true, but apparently that's on the Chelsea website.
If that's true, then I'm done with football. If that is true, massive, because it will cause a lot of
drama after the game. But that's a lot of foolishness. If that's true, that's a lot of foolishness. But that's what's come out apparently.
That That's just even got me more angry. Obviously, Jesse was watching the game together. All of us were convinced it was a handball. Obviously, Gary Neville at the time I didn't see it, but when Gary Neville went, "Oh," I was thinking, "Okay, hold on." The guy to check on VAR. So then he's gone to the screen and he says, "No pen." What? Like Jesse, obviously he was with me, but just give me your thoughts again, man.
Stupidity. Absolutely what is a what is it like? It like you could see it hit home. I can't believe it. Like that could have just changed the game just then, innit? But I don't know what the referee is. That referee, I've never seen him before. Who is he?
Who the hell is? I don't know who he is, man.
It's
I don't
Stuart
even know his
Atwell.
name. Is that
Stuart
him? Is
Atwell.
that him?
Yeah, Stuart
Oh,
Atwell.
waste, man, bro.
He's a I didn't want to swear, but he's I couldn't believe you didn't give that, man. How? Like explain to me how you can't give that as a penalty. So why did they check?
The game is the game.
Oh man.
Well, he said the game's the game.
Me, the game is
Bro.
the game, bro.
Guys,
No,
Wait.
Let me flip
Do you
it. Yeah,
remember-
let me flip it to
Who's
the
the
Chelsea
Chelsea
side.
side?
I know
Who's the
you lot
Chelsea
are
side?
happy, but be real, fam. Be real.
Like, Jerry, do you remember the first game we played back in Old Trafford? And we
Yeah.
had a clear penalty. You see the way God works, yeah? Like, the game is the game, bro. The game is the game, bro. Like, it is what it is. Because, like, I mean, obviously it wasn't intentional, but the game these days, that would be a clear penalty in it. But we all know English referees are rubbish. How many English referees are in the World Cup? None. So, like,
Zero.
we just know they're rubbish in it. But it's the game. I'm not complaining. So, it is what it is.
Man. Kwan, I know you're smiling there. I know you keep it real. Was that a penalty? Was that
It was a
handball?
penalty. If I'm honest, it's a penalty, though.
Huh?
If I'm honest.
Let me go.
Is
Let me go.
his hand
Kwan
in the
first.
box?
Let me go. Kwan first, and then I'll come to you. What you saying?
It's a pen. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's a pen. Like, don't get me wrong. In today's day and age, you have to give that as a penalty because that's the way handballs are. I think at the beginning of the season, I think if they could give all people in the box the benefit of the doubt like that, I think we'd all probably prefer it.
Yeah.
But the rules are the rules. It's a pen. The thing that annoyed me the most is that the free kick that you got that led up to that wasn't even a free kick for United. Like, when I watched that again, I messaged Jax as well. Like, that's the first time in a very long time where I've seen Scott McTominay basically, and I'm not scapegoating because I'm saying it's a pen, regardless. But McTominay's foot is basically by Mason Mount's head. Like 9 times out of 10, the ball gets given, the foul is automatically given.
Yeah, but didn't he get the ball first though?
But how many times does that happen where someone gets the ball first, but their foot is head high?
It's still high. Yeah, that's true.
Like, so it's a clear pen. But when I saw that, I even messaged Jax. I was like, 9 times out of 10, if you raise your foot next to someone's head, whether you get the ball or not, the ref blows straight away because of the head injury thing. What's going on with that? Normally he blows straight away. So in my head, I'm thinking anything that happens after that, I'd have been pissed because I thought 9 times out of 10, that's a free kick to Chelsea. Like it, But that's my truth. But in regards to the pen, it's a clear pen. Like I wish more referees could be like him, where they actually give benefit to the person in the box rather than any little touch. You know what I mean? There's no intent there, but in today's game, it's a pen, innit? I don't know. Like, that speaks volumes about United, though. I think you lot creativity wise today.
Yeah, we knew
you lot needed that pen. You lot needed it because creativity, right? There was nothing much there. That's the honest truth.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Offensively today, it was kind of like, obviously we saw the lineup: James, Greenwood, Rashford. You're kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, Danny, quickly. Yeah, you said
Bruno was on mute.
Yeah, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, the handball. In this day and age, with how the handball rules working, the ball touches your hand in the box in any position above your waist or whatever. 9 times out of 10, it's a penalty. So, if I'm honest, if we got that situation, I'll be screaming pen. So, if I'm gonna be honest, I would say that's a pen. So yeah.
Yo, Fresh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your thoughts on the handball? I know you're so biased, but come on, man, be real, man. What's that penalty, bro?
Wait. I got a question for you, lot. Did you not see the way Greenwood controlled the ball?
I'm not asking that
He
though.
used his arm. That's why. You know, no one. I don't think most people realize the
When
way he
was
controlled
this?
the ball.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait,
he
wait, wait,
controlled
wait,
it.
wait, wait.
What's this guy
He
talking
controlled it
about?
with
What are you
part of his
talking
arm
about?
before he touched Hansen Adon's arm.
You're
But
false,
you know,
mate.
watch the
Oh, he's handballed.
that thing again.
And
Yeah, the video of that foul when Green controls it. He touches it with the arm first.
To
That's
be
why
honest,
it was
I
never
say
given.
when we were watching it, we did think it hit Green was hand, but I didn't see it clearly hit Green was hand. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah,
I actually think that's why he doesn't give the pen. Like, I actually think he didn't give the pen. Again, you lot know I'm saying it's a pen. Like, I'm saying it's a pen, but I actually think that's why he doesn't give it. I think because of where Mason is and where Callum is, and the ball's almost in between. Like, I can only assume. I mean, I still think it's wrong, but I can only assume that's why he doesn't give it, because when you look at where the ball is in between the two players, that's all I've got for him. That if I'm trying to fight for the ref, that's all I've got, and even then it doesn't make sense. That's all I'm thinking. Is that what he was looking at? Because in my eyes, it's a pen. So I don't know. The referees are lucky that they don't get interviewed at the end of the game.
Yeah,
Because,
bro. I was about to say they're going
trust
away with
me,
murder, fam.
yeah,
You remember? Did you
so
see
much,
yesterday
so
the,
much,
the West Brom game, fam?
so much. Did you see what happened to the referee? He was meant to be the fourth official, yeah, and he
He
said he
got
was
injured.
yeah.
He said he was
Injured.
injured. What kind of?
And exactly what Emmanuel said. This is why for the past how many major tournaments at national football, you won't see a Premiership referee there. You won't see him there. Like, our quality in is dead.
Absolute joke, man. Flipping it back to the United lot. The last attack of the game, fam. Scott McTominay. Hey, listen. Ask my brother. I was losing it, fam. Fam, what a break! What a counter! All he has to do is hit it far post. And what does he do? I don't get it, fam. These midfielders, Scott and Fred, their passing ability is Fred as well. Oh, listen, we'll get to him. But fam, Rick, that midfield pivot we have. I'm sorry, honestly, going forward, if you want to get back to the best, we need to ditch those two. I don't know what you think, but fam, I'm done with them. Can't lie.
I think we just give them too much responsibility, man. Like, for the type of players they are, we give them way too much responsibility. Like, he should, fam, that pass, I think that's an easy pass if you ask me.
Easy, man.
Easy.
Professional football.
It's not even like there's only like one player to pick out, or it's like either needle pass. Like, there's literally two players overlooked at the back post. I didn't even see I don't think he even aimed for there, bro. I think
Exactly.
he just
He tried to cut it back or something.
cut it back to someone's feet, fam. Didn't even look up properly, bro. It's just poor, fam. It's really, really poor. And I don't even know what to say about that, man. It's just a poor piece of play. And I feel like that's what Ollie was relying on, those breaks forward, those quick transitions when we actually caught Chelsea out, because obviously your team of our athleticism and pace, on account we're going to catch you eventually. But the final pass was just shocking, man. Really, really poor decision making there. Really, really poor.
Yeah, Josh, how do you feel about that? Obviously, I want to get to the Scott one, but Fred as well. The shooting he's doing, man, he really thinks he's Brazilian now. Like, bro, what's he on? I see Ollie clapping and
Ollie glad to put his middle finger up, he put his thumb like, yeah, well done, mate.
Bro, what's going on with that midfield, man?
You know that Scott chance. I'll go to the Scott chance first. The Scott chance,
Go to that, yeah.
I feel like he didn't look up properly. I fully thought, because anyone, I think most people on that pitch could pick the pass, because all he has to do is just play in the area in the back post. But he didn't. I don't think he saw it. I think he just looked up, saw that someone was in the box, and just played it. It was very silly, because I think it was like 4-on-2 at that point. So I don't know how we didn't see it. That's what I'm confused about. But Fred as well. Fred and the shooting, yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like he feels like he can do it, man. He's definitely probably training or something. He thinks he can do it in the game, but his shooting is awful. He used to stop it. But that last chance of the game, that would have been a nice way to just nick the game.
Just snatch it, fam. Obviously, we watched it together. What was Scott and Fred, fam? Every time Fred got the ball to shoot, we was all had no confidence, just straight face. Like, I don't know, brother. I know he had a chance. He hit it on target one time, and he had a right foot shot that just went wide. But fam, remember that time I said we need a lot of players for this team. You said no, we just need 2 or 3 to challenge for the league. Are you deep in Wan-Bissaka as well? I'll get to him because him, oh fam, he's trash. Hey, nah, you see this team, yeah? Obviously, Jackson here to defend it, but people say the system, and that. Fam, some of the players we have in this club, fam, they're
No,
not.
but wait, Jay, can I ask something here?
Yeah.
Like, let's be frank. Today, we created nothing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Our squad is capable of at least creating chances.
Is it?
Yeah? No, it is.
Wait, that squad that played
It is.
today.
No, listen to me, Jerry. With football, all that football is about is creating mismatches around the pitch. That's all it is, creating mismatches. You can do it by creating numerical superiority. You can do it by quality mismatches where a player is like very quick and the person defending them is slow, or the player is very good in the air and the player defending them is not good in the air. That's what football is. It's that simple, creating mismatches. And we don't do that going forward. We don't.
To rebuttal that today, certain passes, I'm sorry. You as a professional, like bro, we're playing out from the back.
I think the only one is Scott, bro. I think the only big pass that we messed up was Scott, bro. I think that's the only one.
Every time we played up from the back, ask Jesse, bro. I counted 5 seconds. We lost it every single time. These men can't pass the ball. They can't.
Hey, see, this is what gets me so angry. Yeah? Like, how are you supposed to coach these men? These men
they can't play football.
Fred and Scott are terrible on the ball.
So
Maguire takes that 6-7 touches before he passes the ball. He takes so long to adjust his body. Then you got a Lindelof, he's a flipping weak link. He's not strong enough. He's slow. And then you got Wan-Bissaka who can't even cross the ball. And he has to adjust his body to cross the ball. It's like he's doing ice skating.
Have you seen these players play before they came to United? Have you seen our players play before they come to United? Can you see that when they're playing outside United, they're decent ballers. When they come to our team, everyone's dead. That can't be all the individual players. It can't. It's a rule. It's a rule. It's not an exception. Most players on our team in the current system we're playing in can't kick ball. That means the right options are not there for them. You know, their passing lanes are being cut off. You don't like.
No, we're not saying it's just.
You can't say that. Look at Jesse. He didn't get into our team, and now look how influential he's been at West Ham. She gets 4th place in the league, bro.
Yeah, we're not saying it's all the system.
Not having it. When Man United, these players are on plus 100k. They're not dead players. They're not dead. They're not dead. They're not world class. They're not world class. They're not dead. I'm not having it.
They're not dead, but they're not good enough.
They're better than what most teams have.
Yeah, but we're trying to get to the top, no, we need to get rid.
Jesse, listen to this, yeah? The football we're playing in the league right now, our system, our mechanisms that we do on the pitch are like 15th. Every other team in the Premier League have mechanisms that are effective, and we are better players than them. So what is that to do? Is that to do with the players or to do with the coaching staff? Don't just talk.
There's been times
just talk, fam.
But I'm not finished. I'm not finished talking. What's the main objective for Manchester United Football Club to win the league, right? Listen. Listen. You said what with these players before they came to United. First thing, Wan-Bissaka has always been like this. He has not changed since he's come back from Crystal Palace. He has not changed. Maguire, okay, we didn't really notice how slow Maguire was because he's actually very slow. And then we got Lindelof. Okay, people didn't really watch Lindelof because he was in what team did he play for? Benfica. Cool. Then you got Luke Shaw now, who's listen. I'm not even gonna blame this system or anything. This team we have right now, yes, is as Jerry said, is good enough for top 4, but it's not. As the main objective where we're trying to be is not good enough to win the league. You can bring any manager in. I do not care. You can bring Pep, Klopp, any manager. Even if you wanted a new manager, even that next manager can't even do good enough with these players. So you need players. We actually need, as you said, Jerry. Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong when you said we need 3 players. We need 7 players because this team is trash.
All right. Quan, I see your hand raising up a few there. So just give me your.
I don't know what you lot are on.
Okay.
I don't know what you lot, Jerry.
Nah, bro. Give me explain.
I don't know what you lot are on. Ricky, do you kick ball? You do.
Yo,
You
I
feel
think
good?
you're mute, bro. I think you're mute, bro.
Yeah.
Do you kick ball like ball or like just casual?
No, I kick ball. I kick ball.
Listen, you need to listen to him, you know, because everything that he's saying, football is about routine. Like, it's not about whether you've got Ronaldinho or whether you've got fucking Fred. It's about routine. It's about training. It's about drills. It's about repetitive. It's about repetitive sequences. Like, you lot, I'm telling you now. This is why I was cussing Ollie. You cannot blame your players in this. Like, there are like, all right, cool.
Wait. They deserve some blame.
No, because the original statement was a lot of your players are dead, and you can't create chances because your players are dead. So, okay, for example, have you watched Brighton this season? As an example, yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah? You're making me look dumb.
No, I'm not even trying to do I swear to God, I'm not even trying to.
You come at the right time. The right time.
Yeah.
Let me real quick. Yeah,
I got a quick.
I'm not even trying to draw anyone out, but it's about repetitiveness. Like Brighton are a key example. West Ham are a key example. All these teams that you look at, that they look like they're overachieving, they're not. It's just that on the training ground, coaches are getting them to play a certain way, sequence patterns, repetitive, to the point where when you're on the pitch, it doesn't matter who your opponents are, doesn't matter on the type of game you are, it's second nature. Like, so this whole thing about your squad not being good, that's a farce. Like, United's problem is your coaches are not good enough, because unless you guys are playing on a counter, you lot will always struggle. It's not by coincidence.
Can I just stop?
Hold on, Desway. It's not by
finish.
It's not by coincidence that you lot are struggling to beat top 6 teams, because top 6 teams won't allow you to counter. It's common sense. Like, the crap teams, that one little mistake that they make in ball possession, whether it's higher up or a bit deeper, as soon as they make that mistake, you got quick players who have ability, they're on it. Your countering is nice. You lot cannot do anything unless the counter is available. That is your problem. It's your coaching. It's your system. Like, that's the thing. You lot can only counter. If you want to get points against United, you sit deep. You even allow them to have the ball, because when you lot have got the ball, you don't know what you're doing. That's fact.
That's true.
That's
now,
fact.
100%.
Can I just say one?
I'm not trying to say that your squad is A1. None of our squads are A1 in comparison to Man City.
Rick is doing all
Don't blame the players. Don't blame the players, my guys. Brighton, West Ham, Everton, all these guys who are performing well. Look at their players. Are you telling me that their players are better than yours? Come on.
That's what. Can I come in now? Is it my time to shine?
Wait. Let Jesse go, and then I'll introduce you to the. Yeah, go ahead, Jesse.
I think everyone knows that Man United can get top 4 with this team. I think everyone knows that, right? People complain about the football, but there are times where we're actually playing well. There are actually times where we're playing well. Now, cool. There are times where we are playing well, but as you said, to win the league, yes, you need coaches, which I agree. We all agree that Ollie's not a great coach, but you need players. Pep Guardiola said in his press conference against West Ham before they played him. He said something about players. You need the players to fit the system first things first.
Your original argument wasn't about the players and how you need better players to win the league. You're talking about the lack of ability for creating chances, and you said that your players were dead. I'm not on about winning the league. All of our teams, yours and mine included, our squads, compared to Man City, they're clear. I'm addressing the fact that you're blaming your players for your lack of ability to create chances. That's not how ball works. It's not how football works.
But they do take some blame though. Like, for example, Fred and Scott. Like, what was the passes they'll do?
Yeah, I'm not. No, listen. I'm not saying you haven't got weaknesses. Like, come on. Like if you ask someone Fred and McTominay, all right, cool. You would compare them to other players in the league. You're thinking, all right, cool. But you can't keep blaming your players, my guy, because there are coaches that tend to overachieve when in reality their training ground routines and their ethos of playing football are A1.
I'm looking at the players we had today. Yeah, I'm trying to think how we trying to play. Like,
that goes back to coaching, Jesse.
To be honest, no, it's not that though. Don't just say that, because we do actually tend to play well sometimes. So you're just gonna keep.
You only play well.
Why do you play well sometimes though? Why do you play well?
You only play well when you're on the counter or if you're playing a weaker opposition.
Hey, just jump in. I can't do
That's
this.
top six.
Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
All right, cool. Wait.
Jesse crumbled.
All
Jesse
right, Jack,
crumbled.
Hey,
Jesse
he's cracking out.
crumbled.
Hey, he's cracking out. Hey,
Jesse
WWE to get Jax, bruv. Jump in, boy.
So obviously,
Yes. What's going on, my
the
people?
argument,
The
the argument
original has
basically, obviously, I started off with because we was watching the game together. And you kept with the same point. The
I
players,
kept on saying yes. Every time a player does something bad, I said, "Is that the system?"
and then Rick
Yeah.
said, with this the way we are coached, it doesn't help the players that we have.
Right.
So obviously you. I
Yeah.
say, all right, this guy, but yeah, obviously
As his comments, man.
I
rebuttal
told you
what
I don't listen to us.
what Kwan said, because obviously you had some good points when we were watching the game, like with the players and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, take the floor,
Yeah.
man.
You know how it goes. You know, I have these conversations all the time, and it becomes repetitive, and we go back and forth. So what I said to you when I was watching the game, I said, "Watch this game." I don't want to have conversations with people that have a subconscious bias, because it's only watch the game, get a pen and paper, and every time something goes wrong, actually tick it off. That's exactly what I was saying to you when you was watching the game. I said, "Watch this." Every time Fred played the ball and he just booted it over, I said, "Has that got anything to do with a system? Has that got anything to do with a style of play?" No, it's a very, very rubbish player on the ball, for example. Okay, so I heard some of the conversation, and first and foremost, where I disagree is who scored the most goals in the Premier League this season?
We have
Man United.
Which team?
Man United.
United.
Okay, Man United. Okay, I'm just making some notes so I can come to a full analysis. Man United has scored the most goals in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Okay. And all the goals have been scored.
How many gets the top six?
I'm coming. I'm leading up to something. Last season, what was our record against the last six?
I think
We beat Chelsea twice.
we beat Chelsea, beat City, we
Beat-
beat Spurs.
Beat Spurs.
Who
It
else?
was pretty decent. It wasn't as bad as this season, yeah.
Yeah.
So last season, with the same coach, we had a better result against the top six. But this season, we were struggling against the top six, right?
Yeah.
Let me just make the note. Okay. What's changed from last season to this season? I mean, bro, I like to analyze stuff. I like to put pen to paper because I don't like having arguments about emotions. And no, let's analyze stuff. Okay, so this is what I said, and I said it to Azariah an hour ago. I said, Man United last season, Ole took over, and I feel sorry for him because I think he's done a good job. He took over a team that was struggling, and he looked at the team and he said, "This team, the only way we can do well is play counter-attack football," and it worked amazingly well. But unfortunately, as United fans, we don't like that. We hate that. Right? We don't want to, and then that's when the whole freestyle football, it's just vibes. That's where it started from, because Man United shouldn't just be a counter-attacking team. So going into his second season, or his second full season, Man United need to adjust to play better football. We need to be playing football. We need to be attacking teams. We need to be on the front foot. But unfortunately, what I believe is when the team is going through that sort of transition, you need the players that allows for that to happen. And unfortunately for Man United, we don't have those players. And the players that we do have, it creates an imbalance because you have players like Pogba, obviously a great player, but then we've got an imbalance because we've got players that have issues, that have obvious weaknesses, like Maguire, too slow, like Lindelof, too weak, like Wan-Bissaka, can't play football, like Luke Shaw, doesn't really have a brain, like De Gea, doesn't really come out. There's an issue with the team, and I think the only way to move forward is that we need better players. I'm not saying that Ole's a great coach. I think he's doing a very good job, and I think he gets over-criticized, right? Because it's his second full season, we're already second. And as Kwan was talking, I was making some further notes about, West Ham, doing well because of the coaching and repetitive. By the way, I don't disagree with coaching. I think coaching is very important. But again, you need a place to execute that. And when you don't have the players to execute, what happens is no matter how good you are at coaching, no matter how good you play this so-called system, where is West Ham in the league? Are they second with the most goals scored? No. We had this conversation a few weeks back. Someone said, "Oh, look at Leeds. Oh, Leeds. Where are Leeds now? Where are Leeds? They play amazing, expensive football. Where are Leeds now? Why? Because they've got great coaching, but they ain't got the players." So my point is, yes, you need coaching. Yes, you need a great coach. But for me, I think the players is the most important thing. It's like going to war. It's like going to a gun war with a knife. You can go there, be the baddest man with a knife. If you get shot, you're dead. You don't mind. It could be a kid with a gun. If he shoots you, you're dead. So that's my point. I think Man United is not just a counter-attacking team, by the way, but I think the players are the most important thing when it comes to Man United right now. Manchester United right now need better players.
Great speech there.
Well said, brother.
You got quiet. Quiet got his hand.
Right, so first of all,
I got quiet then Rick after, guys.
it's very easy to sit there, listen to a man talk, do your research on the side, and then come with facts. That's the first thing. That's the first.
I've been saying this for a while.
Hold on. No, I know. Come on, bro. I know. What I'm saying is, again, I said this when Jesse was talking. I wasn't referring to winning the league. The original, I don't know. You might have missed this bit. To be fair, the point I was referring to was the lack of ability to create opportunities. Like I genuinely wasn't talking about the winning the league and stuff. That's a bigger picture. You yourself said that you will always need great coaching. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah. Now, in a world where you can't go out and buy a player for 60 mil, you can't go out and buy it and pay for 70 mil, or you've got the money there, but those players aren't available, what are you supposed to do? Because you can't then be saying for the next 2 seasons, oh, you know what? We wanted to buy Ramos, but he didn't want to come. We wanted to buy Neymar, but he didn't want to come. This is why the players, and the key example is Burnley, for example. Like, Burnley have no P every year. And again, I know I might be reaching a bit because it's, Burnley, smaller club, different objective. But Sean Dyche has managed to keep Burnley up for years and years and years, yeah? Now, he hasn't got the players. So what did he do? It's his job to find a system that allows his club to reach their goals, their targets.
Pause there. No, pause.
No, let me land.
Okay.
Because I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I think we all know here, Jax, man's just doing the writing thing. That's
because
I am not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing that you need better players. If you tell me about Fred and McTominay, if they were at Chelsea, I'm going to be screaming we need better players. What I'm saying is, you get how many transfer windows? You get the winter, you get the summer. There's a long time in between them where there's the pre-season. There's every 4 or 5 times a week in training where you have the opportunity to work on your weaknesses. I'm not saying that Ollie with these current players. Wow, that's mad. What's that?
He's been muffling, fam.
I think that's Emmanuel, but go on.
Okay. I'm not trying to say that Ollie should do a madness and you can start playing
meet the guy there, fam.
Yeah, he's muted.
I'm just saying, like, again, the original point, I'm not buying it that your players are not good enough to make chances in the game. Like, Jax, everything that you said, I agree. I'm just specifically saying, when I look at Fernandes, when I look at Donny Donny's a different conversation. When I look at Donny, Pogba, you guys have got Rashford, you guys have got players that can create chances. That's my key concern. And I think when I was getting at Ollie has done well because Fergie left. It's anyone who takes over Fergie is going to be Struggs. There has to be a point where someone says, how much of this is transition and do we need to make a decision and do something now?
I agree. But everything you're saying, I agree. I think what I'm trying to do is add to the points. So and give you the whys. Why. So, you mentioned Pogba, Van de Beek. Anyone that understands football knows that these guys are good footballers, right? But if you marry that comment with my comment of the players that have obvious weaknesses like Maguire and Lindelof, then it makes more sense as to why we're struggling in the transition. Because whilst any manager would want to play Pogba,
chances or team performance.
It's the reason why it's like we have to forgo one thing for another.
Compensate.
So the fact that Maguire, Lindelof, and these guys and De Gea are, in my opinion, pretty crap, is the reason why Scott and Fred needs to play. So then that takes away our ability to go forward and do more. And that's my problem. That's why I say players. I'm not saying we don't have the good attacking players. I said we've got an imbalance in the team. And I think that's been the biggest problem since Ferguson left. It's been the recruitment. For me, it's always been the recruitment.
When you have that imbalance, it's on your coaches.
Yeah, you need to find a way.
It takes time, though. It takes time.
Bro, I'm not disagreeing. This is why I finished on that point. How much time do you give it? We go back to the Chelsea model. Again, mad impatient. Them guys will just sack you off the feet. Like, Fergie, when did Fergie leave again? I can't remember.
Yeah.
So what we're approaching, a decade? Give or take.
Yeah.
How long? Because imbalances are common in football. You would argue that even football teams that are successful are not necessarily the most perfectly balanced teams, but they have coaches that will somehow find a way to get the best out of their team. So I agree. I can't. It's annoying because I'm actually adding on to your point, and you're.
What I'm saying is not a disagreement.
But when I look at United, your coaches have to do better because
They have to. They have to. That's true.
Because Pogba, very creative, bit harsh because people struggle to get the best out of him, although he didn't struggle at Juve. Someone needs to get the best out of him. Donny, in my opinion, should be starting. Ollie can't get the best out of him as well. That balance and that transition within the team, Ollie needs to handle that because you got if you didn't have players on the bench, if you didn't have squad players, right, cool, bro. Donny's cold. Donny's cold.
I think so. He's my kind of player. You know this.
I know. So we're agreeing on the same thing, but I don't think Ollie is the guy because you will never have a window where you get everyone that you need. There will always be
imbalance,
and there will always be that cap where no matter how much money you have, there's always going to be something that needs to work on. That's where the training ground is, and that's why I said to you the other day, I don't think Ollie is the guy.
Well, bro, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Ollie's the guy.
Yeah, no, I know you're agreeing.
Just to kind of agree and add a bit more information again, which is why I say the issue is never. I don't think the issue is Ole, and I don't think the issue is fully the players. I think the issue starts at the top, right? Because the same way people say coaches. Sorry, Jose Mourinho is a good coach or good whatever. So was Van Gaal. Whoa, Jose Mourinho is
they're top class coaches,
top managers. You know, we haven't spoken for a while, so you probably don't fully get my point. My whole point of Man United is the fact that it's been stupid since Ferguson left. There's been no structure. And let's just do whatever we feel like it's going to work, right?
You don't have a football board anymore.
We don't, and that's the issue. So when we brought in Jose Mourinho, what I think needed to happen was we needed to back him. That's what I said last episode. We needed to give him time and back him to the end and go with his philosophy. Same as Van Gaal, back him to the end and keep going with his philosophy until it worked, kind of thing. And so when it comes to Ole, it's like I'm tired of talking about managers now. I'm tired of talking about managers. I'm gonna look.
The board.
It's the board. It's the board. But I just think Ole is doing. I think Ole is the optimal. I don't know how to describe it. I think David understands what I'm trying to say. He is the only one that can optimize what we have right now. Because if we bring in a new manager,
that's
the same problem is going to happen again.
That's a 50-50 comment.
That's the bit where we disagree. But
remember, I said
one thing I'll end on. Sorry, Jerry, is that it is the board's fault because again, I use the Chelsea thing as an example. Chelsea's board, they don't take no crud. If you're not performing and you're not winning trophies, they make the decision. So you're right. Your board needs to make the decision. Are we gonna back Ollie, or do we? Because like I said, bro, if Chelsea were in your position, when Poch was available, bro, I don't care. We would have sacked whoever and got Poch in. Decision made quick. All right, cool. 10% on compensation.
And then you give him money.
Yeah.
You tell Poch to spend.
You're right. Your board is a massive problem.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're not going to do that with Ole. That's the thing. They're doing that with Jose. They're doing that with. Well, they try. And then
no, but they're backing their own guy. They didn't back Jose, but now you want to back Ole. I don't get it.
Well, the thing is, this is going to get longer. But they backed Ole, but they're not. Sorry, they backed Jose, but they don't back him to the end. This is the issue. They back him and they expect results immediately. And when the results don't come, they stop backing you. That's the issue with the board. They did the same thing with Van Gaal. They backed him, and as soon as it didn't work, they stopped backing him. And the reason why I defend Ole is I think he's doing a good job as much as he possibly can with the resources that he has. I think even if we get another manager, I think we'll be sat here again 2 years' time talking about something else, saying the manager, with Jose, always too defensive. With Van Gaal, always too slow. With Moyes, it's just Moyes. With Ole's vibes, we're gonna say something else about a new manager.
Nat is pro Ole, and I'm not
pro Ole. This is the thing. I'm not.
No, it's fine. I think you are, but I don't want to. Obviously, I know Ricky wants to talk. Jerry wants to talk. But your argument is that you think that Ole is doing the best that he can. I'm saying
with the players that he's got now,
and I'm saying that his best is not good enough for the players that you've got now. That's my argument.
That's where we disagree. That's where we disagree.
Yeah. Okay, let me say my point quickly. Mine's just quickly, and then Rick, obviously, I'll hand over to you. Obviously, Quan just said, where Jackson said, Ollie, this is the best he's doing with the squad that we have. I disagree. Like I've always said, with the players that we have at our disposal, with obviously Quan said the Van der Beeks, the Pogbas, the Brunos, I think we could do a lot.
The attacking players, keywords, the attacking players that we have.
No, but even it goes back to the system. Like we can navigate a system where it could work better with the players that we have, if that makes sense. Because I get it, Maguire lived off, but then play Maguire and Bailly. Like the coach has to make that decision. And for me,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
He does some weird stuff, but it's just not helping him. So for me, Obviously you said he's doing the best that he can. It's actually true because if we finish second, like even if we get a manager, do we expect to finish first with this team? We're gonna need more recruitment again, like you said. So it's kind of like a two-edged sword, if that makes sense. But yeah, Rick, let me just hand
Which
it
is
over
why I
to
say
you.
let's wait to the end of the season before we fully judge him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rick,
I just want to talk about this myth that we can't attack because we're sacrificing our team defensively. We actually watch football, and this is a big problem I have with our system, is that we commit the most players forward while attacking in the Premier League. Yeah, when we attack, sometimes you only have 2 players back.
That's true.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't create anything. That's shocking. Man City, when they attack, they keep 4 players back. When Chelsea attack, they keep 5 players behind ball. Yeah. When Liverpool attack, they keep 4 to 5 players behind the ball. When we attack, it's gone a hole when we attack. And that's the issue. It's literally gone a hole. And that's why we don't create chances. It's not to do with the fact that, we're being cautious. We're not being cautious. To counter-attack Man United is a walk in the park.
Yeah, there's so
There's
much
no one
gaps.
in position to stop the counter-attack. There's no one there. If you actually watch against Chelsea, Maguire's moving forward, Fred was moving forward, McTominay was moving forward. You had all these players committing to you commit 7 players to an attack. We can't create
It's
anything.
true. Who's back? Who stays back?
Yeah,
That is shocking. You can't create
It depends what we're playing.
with 7 attacking players. That's it can be done with 4. It can be done with 4. Tottenham do it with 4. Tottenham do it with 4. We can't do it with 7. It's a joke.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I think that's why I say the players. The players. That's my point. The players are forward. When Wan-Bissaka gets the ball, we watch. That's what I'm saying. When you watch the game, take some notes. When Wan-Bissaka gets the ball in a position where he can easily cross the ball, does he cross the ball? Can he cross the ball? Can he even retain the ball? That's my point. That's my point. Can Wan-Bissaka the player? Can he do that?
Jesse, just before I get
If
to
you know Wan-Bissaka's skill traits, why are you telling him to do that? Does that make sense?
He was
Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes or no? I want to yes or no. Politician thing. Yes or no? Does that make sense?
I'm not doing. I don't need politician. What do you mean politician? I don't need politician.
No, I'm just saying.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Across the ball.
I don't politician.
Does that make sense? Go forward and provide the whip. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
No. Well, I think it makes sense if the players can actually use his brain.
Who tells him to do it? Who tells him to do it?
No, but see, this is where
that's my issue. Like, man's talking like this is FIFA blood. Like, you need to control the player to press circle to press the ball. This is what I don't fucking get about people. When they say, like, no, you're a fucking professional. You are a fucking professional footballer and you should play on a wing. Someone needs to tell you to teach you how to cross the ball. Come on, don't piss me off. Come on, you're a professional footballer. You used to be a winger.
Yeah, well, the key is used to, but I mean,
why can't you cross?
What?
Why can't you cross it? I need someone to tell me, bro. like Ricky's saying, quite 1 minute. I hear what Ricky's saying, as in, okay, why is Ole telling him to do something when his players obviously shit at it? And I guess this is where I think the argument is a bit confused when I talk. I don't think people actually understand what I'm saying. I understand that, but my frustration is why can't you? That's what says the players. That's why I say the players.
You're saying why can't these footballers who are on 150 bags a week do the basics?
They should be able to.
But then at the same time,
did you see Fred today? Did you see Fred? Did you see his balls, fam?
I mean, that
piss me off.
I can't defend him.
Bro, this is what's frustrating me about the players. So when we talk about systems, bro, I've always told you that I agree with what you are saying, but it's like, bro, watch the game. Like, did you see Fred today, bro?
The funny thing is, it's easy to sit there and talk about what your player doesn't bring, because we can all sit there and say that my man's too slow, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. If I flip the script now and say and I'm not going to answer it, but if I say what does Fred do? Fred gives you energy. Like you without Fred, it's like there are certain things that every player has. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he can't defend, he can attack. So you just take the good with the smooth, right? That's just what you do. So, again, this is why I always say it goes back to Ollie.
But it's in a balance.
But the balance has to be managed by the manager. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you that Ollie can't make Bissaka beat the first man, no homo, when he crosses it in. Like, obviously, you want him to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? But the coach can only go out and pick these players and expect them to produce what they've been doing
What
in
they're good
training.
at, what they're good at, yeah, what they've been coached.
But also what they've been doing in training, the routines, the patterns, the sequences. So obviously the problem that we've all got is we don't see what they're doing every day. Like if we saw what they were doing every
That's why
day,
we keep saying having the
we
same thing.
won't be having this debate. But what I'm seeing is, I'm saying that we all see what Man United do when they're playing. I can only assume it's a reflection of what they do in training. If that's the case, which is a fair assumption, your coaching is not good enough.
That is the perfect sentence.
Well,
That's
that's what I'm saying.
Wait,
That's what I'm
Jesse, I'll come to you after. But
Hold on,
the thing
Jesse,
is-
hold on.
Let me go. What Quan just said, have I not said this every time we play?
You want to see that what they're doing in training.
What are you not doing when we go to Carrington? Like, what are we working on? What is the plan?
I would love to, not to
Today I said to Jerry, yeah.
I would love to be able to see that.
Same, bro.
This is what I said to Jerry today, yeah. Again, I told him, let's get some paper and watch this game. And I said to him, look, I always have to come and sweat and say that and defend only that we do have a system, we do have a way of trying to play. And I said, look, can you not see that they're trying to play out from the back? Can you see that we're trying our best to play out from the back? And there's angles. And Jerry will be like, oh, but look, what can I? And I'm like, look, Scott McTominay is right there. He's right there, right? And one Bissaka will pass him the ball and it'll be off. And we're like, why can't you do? And then someone will say, oh, it's coaching. And I'm like, I get that, but how much coaching do you need? And I guess that's what Quan is saying. Like, what else do you do in training? If you've been coached and you can't play a 10-yard pass, what then do you do? And I guess that's where I say, and I totally agree with what you're saying, that yes, you need to be coached better. But I just think it's just that huge imbalance. I think the imbalance and the players that we have, it doesn't work together right now. So while someone will say Wan-Bissaka has an obvious strength of tackling, I think he's amazing in tackling. And I think for example, Maguire is amazing in the air. They both have obvious weaknesses, but I think they don't complement each other enough.
But just to counter that, and I'm just going to say very quickly before Ricky goes.
Yeah.
Like, again, when you talk about imbalance, this is coming from a guy who's a Chelsea fan who won the Champions League in 2012 when we were trash, and somehow we won the Champions League. Like, that was one of the most imbalanced teams, that's poor teams in terms of performance, that as a Chelsea fan, we'd had. I don't know how we won the Champions League, I don't know. But the key comes down to this. We found a way to play to our strengths. Like, if you guys can't play from the back, like, let's say Bissaka, like, is just struggling, because you're right. I can't blame Ollie because Bissaka can't pass the ball 10 yards. Then stop playing from the back, bro. Or
you know what? I was just about to say that. You know what?
Yes, see, now you're getting my point. But do you remember the first thing I said when I came on?
But that's probably a
thing I said when I came on is that we were in transition. See what I mean? Remember the first thing that came on is when we tried to do that and it was working. Man United fans didn't like it. So the truth is, the best way for us to play is to sit back. This is the issue. That's how you can play.
You know what the beautiful thing is?
There's no fans.
Wait,
my guy. That's it. Right now, brother, there's no fans. Like, this is the maddest thing. Like, again, you talk about the transition. I can't dispute it because Chelsea, we go through it all the time. If you're going to try and put these things to practice, goes back to what I said. How much time do you give it before you either change? The coach has to do something in regards to the system. Obviously, you can't change the players mid-season, which goes back to what I was saying. Then you change the system.
Bro, the system go deep.
Okay.
Go, Jesse.
I agree with Quan that. I think every Man United.
Wait, 1 second.
I think every Man United fan agrees that we ain't got good coaches. Like, those coaches they're actually here for work experience. Like, that's what never been Man United coaches. Yeah? I agree with what he said. Like, if we're trying to play from the back and we can't do it, we shouldn't do it at all then, because Maguire and we shouldn't be doing it at all. We might as well just beat the ball. Because I personally can't see Man United playing good football with Fred and Scott in the midfield, and then you got Bruno, who I love as well, that loses the ball as well. So the way Chelsea were playing today, like I could see a difference. Like they're moving the ball much quicker. One touch. With us, like I can't imagine this team playing good football. The team we had today, I can't imagine us playing good football. That's what.
Go, Ricky. Is Ricky?
Guys, today we're talking about what we want to do on Jackie. See, we have a plan of play, etc. You're saying there's phases of play. First, you're talking about our initial phase, which is the build-up. Yeah, cool. In the third phase, in the final phase of the pitch, what is Ollie's plan today? When you watch Chelsea match, what was Ollie's plan? Can you tell me that? What was Ollie's plan? What was he trying to do to create a chance for us to score a goal? What was his plan?
What was
Possession.
Ole's plan?
Yes, in possession. What was his plan?
Do you know what? Like, okay. When people ask me these kind of questions, like what is the style of player, what is Ole's plan, what is this? I tell people I think it's very flexible. I don't think Ole is like Pep that sticks with one style of play, and I don't think he's like what's his name? Liverpool's manager. I don't think that he has a specific system. I think his main plan of football today, right, was what we've always done: defend well, right, and then get the ball to Rashford, and the typical tick attacker, and then it works, and then you go score. So when people say freestyle football in that respect, I understand it. I always say to people, I understand it because I think Jose done the same thing. I think Jose done a lot of freestyle football when it comes to attacking. He just lets the front three do their thing most of the time. So today I didn't see a very obvious style of play when it comes to the final phase. I agree with that. I feel like the only style of football. Hold on, let me finish first. I think the only thing I saw obvious today in terms of a style of football was the way we pressed and the way we kind of stopped Chelsea from playing. I think that's the only style that I actually saw that, this is the style of play. But attacking wise, I didn't see much. I'll be honest with you.
Even when you mention that and you talk about your style of play, I mean, I personally don't think that when you're pressing a team, unless you can press a team for 90 minutes, it's debatable whether you want to call it a style of play, because first half you couldn't. It's very hard to do it. Like your ethos, okay, cool, you want to go and press the ball. If you're playing against a good football inside, at some point you're going to get caught out, which is why we're still allowed to play.
You got beat a few times, to be honest, but it was the style.
But what I'm saying is, I think in a weird way you agree with what me and Ricky are saying, because
I told you to agree.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, again, it goes back to the system thing. Like, you guys actually look like you don't know what you're doing. That you genuinely look like you don't have an identity going forward. It looks like you don't know what you're doing.
100%.
Forward, like, and I'm not going to go into the coaching thing because we all know how I feel about it. But we all agree on that. And that's what we all agree on. It looks like going forward, like from a neutral perspective. When I look at United, I think unless you can counter, you struggle.
Like, I think the only
address.
Yeah. I think the only two types of attacking play I've seen when someone talks about the final phase of play, and I think a big part of it depends on who we play up front. I think that's what people don't really like. It depends who we play up front. So if we do play Cavani up top,
to be fair,
so if we do play Cavani up top, there is an obvious phase 3 type style of football. We get the ball to the width, and to be fair, that's why Luke Shaw has got the most assists now. Since Cavani started and Luke Shaw has been getting assists, it's not a coincidence. Right, this phase is to get the ball to Luke Shaw, to get the ball wide, and to get the ball crosses into Cavani, etc., etc. So that is usually the attack when Cavani plays. When Greenwood or Martial plays, there's also a style, but it's dead, which means you try to force it through the middle. You try to do that tick-attack and stuff, it's dead. With Greenwood, the truth is I don't know. With Greenwood,
Ollie needs to find another way to play, because you even said yourself that Pep and Klopp, they can change it around sometimes, and Ollie tends to stick to what he's doing. Like, he needs to find, not even a system thing, he needs to find another, okay, this isn't working, I'll do this. That's what, for you two guys, like, the top 6 thing is massive. Like, clearly something is not working.
It's huge.
You know what I'm saying? I saw today, like, I just got it on my phone. I think in your top 6 fixtures today, let me just give me 2 seconds. I think it said that hold on, it says
2 losses, 4 draws.
4 draws, yeah.
5 draws, 2 losses, 5 draws.
Yeah, 2 losses, 5 draws, and you've scored 7 games.
It was a penalty. It was a penalty.
It was a penalty against Tottenham.
That in itself is that's the problem.
Guys, it's a big issue. Like, the reason I keep on saying the same thing every single time I'm coming on is our biggest issue. Even though we've scored, the reason why we scored, our XG, is quite good. We're the 3rd highest XG team in the league. Okay, and I think our XG is something like we scored 3 more goals than our XG. So that just shows that our players are clinical. Yeah, it might not seem like that to you guys, but compared to other, our players are clinical.
I told you, your players are saving your coach.
Exactly. Like, now, if we actually had like at least three effective mechanisms of scoring a goal, go different ways, we would be by far one of the best teams in England. By far. And that's the next step. That's the next step. That's the next step. We can focus on the defense, but today, defensively, Oli set up pretty much perfectly. Defensively, I'll give him that.
He had a system for defensively.
I'll give him that. But We're Man United. We're Man United. For the whole season, going forward, we have been poor for the whole season. Yeah, and we need to fix it. That's the consistent thing we need to fix.
Ricky, is that not the hardest thing to do though as a coach?
It is. That's what high level coaches are paid for, bro.
A coach can get a team set up defensively, right?
That's what man.
The difficulty is maintaining that defense during transition and still scoring goals. Like
how many games have people done it in? How many games?
I'm telling you, all these look good.
I'm not going to head at Ricky because that means Ole done that in 10 games. Ole done
how many games has people done it in?
What about Ole in his first season?
No. Listen. Again,
you can't say no.
Ole has not got a systematic style of play.
He did when he first started. He played. Yes, he did.
Full stop.
When he first came, he did.
I don't care if he won games. We didn't have a systematic style of play to do it.
No one is disagreeing with the counter-attacking. I agree that we've all sat here and agreed. Like you're saying, he had the counter-attack. We all agree he had the counter-attacking thing.
But that's the style, though. You can't say
it's one mechanism.
No, he said there was no style.
He said there's nothing. He said there's zero.
Not you,
manager. The one way of attacking is nothing, bro.
It's still a style, though.
You said there's no style. You said there's no style.
Bro. It's nothing. Have you seen Dortmund play, bro? Dortmund have like 7 points of attack, bro. It's mad.
Okay, that's guy. Forget Dortmund.
I'm just giving an example of high quality clubs, bro. High quality clubs.
Not even high quality clubs. Clubs with good coaches.
How can we only have one in United?
Okay. Justin, no. I need to regulate because this is going too much. No. Sorry, I'll come to you after. Manuel, if you're still there, sorry, man. These man just go off and it goes left and right. I try. Did I not say 1 hour? Look at the time, bro. Anyway,
I told you, Jerry.
Jerry, stop doing this.
Hey, Emmanuel, are you still there, or come to Josh? Because obviously, Josh, I want to know your thoughts. I've been trying my best, but honestly, Josh, you've heard the boy say, "Is it the system? Is it the style? Is the players?" Quickly, very quickly. Be honest. I think it's both, isn't it? Obviously, Oli, he's got some flaws, some positives. Some of these players, for me, they're just not good enough. But we got great players, but then we still need a lot. So yeah, what's your thoughts on it, man?
I think it's a bit of both. The system. What I think I made a point where he said that we can't play from the back here, but I feel like you talked about sequences, for example. I feel like they do that in training quite a lot. That happens in the game. In terms of the players, I've said this. Some of our players are not Man United level. Yeah. But we have to find their strengths in the way we play, because like Quan said, we can't. We say we want 7 players. 7 players get 7 players in the transfer window. So we always say, we want these type of players, yeah. But we're not going to get all the players we want. We wanted Sancho for the whole last summer. We didn't get him. Yeah. So it's a thing where the players we always have to try and find a way to get their strengths out so that they can do the job at least until the transfer window is open. And I feel like we don't do that with some of our players. We're the highest scoring team in the league, so we are clinical up front. But for me, our problems are defensively, because I don't think our defense is good at all, in my opinion, because they're full of mistakes. They take too long on the ball. As you see, I know City are clear, but all their players are quick on the ball.
Yeah,
all of them. Every single player is quick on the ball because they know that's the.
Imagine
we don't.
That goes to the players and the coaching team, because they got quality players.
They got quality players, but the thing is, with our players, they are good players, but they're not showing that they're good players. I don't think we'll be spending this amount of money on these players if they weren't good enough. But I feel like we just need. I don't know what to really say, but I feel like the players they need an improvement on the players for our team, though. I do agree with that for sure.
But I honestly.
Hey, wait! No. I'll come to you. Hey, Emmanuel, obviously, as a Chelsea fan, I know you've sat and you've listened to these guys waffle on, I get this all the time. Sometimes I want to say my point, but being the host, I get, hold it back a bit. But
To be a certain point, blood.
Damn,
I'm not-
damn,
fam.
Out, bro. You didn't let it
I'm
out.
not gonna say this, I'm gonna
I
say
know,
it,
I
fam.
know. Next time, next show, one of you lot are hosting. Anyways,
Jesse will host.
Yeah, hold
on the Chelsea point of view, though, obviously you lot are still unbeaten under this manager. Obviously, Emmanuel, you wasn't in the preview. I asked the Chelsea lot, what do you lot think about Frank sacking, and how do you feel about this manager? So I want to ask you, how do you feel about Frank getting sacked?
what?
And then
Yeah.
Wait, which money was this? I thought it was Freshie.
No.
You know what? Yeah, obviously, I said
Keys, Emmanuel, man.
Why is he dark?
Keys.
Come on, Emmanuel, man.
I'm outside. I'm not inside. That's all.
Okay.
But obviously, as a Chelsea fan, yeah, I didn't want us to suck Lampard in it. Like we all wanted Lampard to succeed in it. However, it's a bit of like, Oli, Lampard couldn't take us to the top. If you think, like, let's be realistic. But I really wanted him to be like successful. I was hurt when he got sacked, but I guess it's the right decision. We need results. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to you guys' argument for time. I agree with Riggs and Kwan. You guys have a lot of good players. It's like Man United players have saved you guys from saved the manager for a lot of times. And obviously, it's not because, Ollie's got the good tactics and stuff. So I think since Tuchel took over, he's been good with it. Like, he's been all right. Defensively, we've been solid as a team, but we are not finishing in the final tier. That's my problem at the moment. Lampard was the opposite, which is crazy. I don't know how that works, but like we just need to find a bit of balance and finish properly. Like, because we're creating chances. Sometimes we don't create enough, but we're creating chances. We're just not finishing and stuff. And it's a bit of a problem at the moment. So, but I mean, I guess so far as our defense is sorted, which is important. So it's very important. But yeah, we need to obviously going forward as well. We need to finish in the final third.
Can I ask Iman a
I think
question?
that's what the main problem is at the moment. Because of goals. Yeah, go on.
You know when people say I don't want to bring another topic, but you know when people say may not have good players, yeah. Are you not thinking about our defense as well? Or is it when you normally think of Pogba and Bruno, and I get that, but do you not also remember who we have at the back? I'm like,
No, wait.
bro, like, have you not looked at our defense?
No, before you carry on, but have you seen the people we have at the back as well? We have Rudiger and Christensen.
Rudiger's sick.
They're not good players, you know.
I rate
Rudiger, you know.
Like,
That's
I
like
like
it.
as well.
Did you not see his balls today? Juan, did you see his balls today? It was
no, Rudiger, guys, don't be this.
Oh yeah, no, bro. When he's not under pressure, when he's not under pressure, he's nice. But the problem that you've got to bear, Sorry, Emmanuel. Sorry.
He's nice. Yeah. Go on.
Like the thing is that it's like Rudiger. I hate talking about Rudiger, but basically, when you're playing deep and you're basically starting from the back as deep as we do, 6-yard area and co, you're inviting pressure, and that when I see, huh?
Have you ever seen Maguire?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is when I see Rudiger get pressed, I'm shook. But the thing is, how many goals have United conceded?
Juan, if you watch our matches,
No. I'm asking a question because I actually don't know. I don't know.
But
It's a lot.
But
It's a lot.
If you see the mistakes we make,
and this is what I'm saying though. Like, if your defense is, and you have to just define what you mean shit, because I think you mean both in terms of possession and without. But let's say, for example, if you're shit without the ball, play 5 at the back, bro. Like Chelsea, we were leaking bare goals. Tuchel's come in. He's deployed a system that basically allows us to basically play 5 at the back. Like, he knows. I think we can all even say Chelsea's centre backs are not the greatest. So what did he do? He came in. He put 5 at the back, and now we're stable. And this is what you need your manager to do. Like,
Last season was doing that. Last season,
that's what I'm saying. That's what we're trying to say. Last season,
he was playing 3-5.
Thank you.
So what?
Actually addressed it. He actually addressed it, fam.
You know what? It's funny because he has done that, but again, what Jack said before, the United fans, they weren't really feeling that.
They weren't feeling it.
But then Gary, like you said, it goes back to what you said. There are no fans now. Just go
back to that's what I'm saying. Just change it up. We don't have wingers at the club. You might as well play 3-5-2, play the 2 strikers up front. like adapt to your like
Wait. Guys, can I say something here? Can I say something? Yeah. Anybody, all United fans want Man United to play 4-3-3, right?
I just want good attacking football.
Wait.
I don't.
All Man United fans, the main formation that we all want is a 4-3-3. That's the one that we
I don't.
ideally, yeah.
I actually
Ideally.
don't.
I don't.
Only doesn't do that.
No, I don't.
So
I
the
think
formation,
too many fans in the chat don't want.
the formation, whether we feel it or not, doesn't matter. Only does what he wants.
Yeah.
Why are you guys talking like we're not playing three at the back because the fans don't feel it? That's why Ollie's not playing three at the back. Are you hearing yourselves?
No, I said if you listen to us earlier, I said he's going through a transition. Man United cannot. Okay, someone made a point that Juan made a point that if your defense is doing badly, you address it, you go 5 at the back. And I said Ole tried to address our defensive problems. He tried to address it by first and foremost just sitting back and hitting on the counter, which you Man United fans were saying is freestyle football, and all we do is counter. And this season, I think he's trying to change it to be more expansive. But when he tried, listen to this here, when he tried to address it, I think he recognized something. I reckon he clocked that, oh my God, I can't do this because these centre-backs are crap. And that's when Fred and Scott came in. Because if you remember a game against, was it Spurs or something? We were leaking goals for fun. Literally, the players would get the ball and walk past Maguire and go score. And then that's where Fred and Scott came in, and then we started playing these 2 DMs. And that's what I'm saying. Our main issue is actually back there. It's back there.
Can you see that comment that Francis? Yeah. That is literally what it is. Can you see that?
What we need to understand is that Ole is not a top-class manager. I agree. He is doing what he knows best. Do not compare Ole to top managers. As simple as that. Yeah, I've said this. That's why I use the word optimal.
Okay, so when we give you an example of a top-class manager doing something, the response isn't Ole did da 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 da. Just says the response is Ole is not capable of that. That's the response. Yeah. If you said that, I'd allow you.
What though?
You keep on saying to me that Ole has tried this and Ole has tried that, and Ole's not here. What do you
mean by capable? Like you're acting as if
he's not capable of doing. He's not capable.
I've said, I've given you facts.
Wait. You asked me a question, I'm answering it. Yeah, Ole is not capable. If Ole is not capable of setting up a system where we can sustain attacks, control games, and create chances, he's not capable of doing that. Him doing all of that.
I disagree though. I don't think he's incapable. I don't think
he's not capable.
If he wasn't, I don't think we'd be second in the league and third in his first season. But anyway, that's just another.
But if he wasn't, he would have a poor result.
I don't think he's a great manager. But I think he's not as bad as. He's not incapable as a manager. I don't think he's incapable. Like he can't do nothing.
Clearly, he's not capable because that's why you're top 6 this year. Like I know what he did last year. Football moves on. Like every year, the style of play changes, presses change, COVID, everything can change. And what we're seeing here is that actually, Ollie was all right against top 6 last year. This year, he's not.
Bro, I never.
Yeah. I've given a reason why.
I'm just saying to you, I never said that Ollie's not capable of winning games. I never said he's not capable of securing points. I said what he's not capable of is sustaining attacks, creating chances, and keeping clean sheets. Doing all 3 of the above, he's not capable of doing. He can win games, he can get points on the board, cool, but not capable of creating a system where everything is ticking and we're gonna win most of our games.
That's true.
Where we outperform opposition on 90% of games. He's not capable of creating that type of system, unfortunately.
Well, I can't say he is because I've not seen it. I can't say he is because I've not seen it. But I would like to see if he had the players available.
Yeah, I was about to say, to your defense, the thing is, if we say the players, and he might not get every players in the window. If he gets better players, like if we give him all the tools that he needs to do what he wants, supposedly, then we can actually judge if he's the.
You guys know how mad this sounds to other fans.
That's why I said
how mad this sounds to other fans.
I don't care about people.
Does he need?
80 million centre back. We spend money, but we bring players in.
The right players.
We need more players.
That's my point.
The recruitment
has been bad.
The recruitment. I agree. The recruitment is not great, but at our club, there's enough there.
Better tools then.
A cohesive system. There's enough there.
Well,
I'm not having a
Maguire for Van Dijk. I think something's be very different.
I hear what Rick's saying because but I think certain players, no matter what the price is, it doesn't matter, fam. Maguire, you can say 80 million all you want. Everyone knows he's not 80 million worth. what's his price right now? For me, like I said, for Brighton, he will slot into Brighton's defense and look right in place. Him and
Bro, I never said
Lewis
that
Dunk,
Maguire was worth 80 million. I just said to other fans, the way we see all Man United fans move, like football is FIFA. Man United fans literally move like football is FIFA. Like you just bring the best players and everything's gonna click and we're gonna win the
it's
Premier
not about
League.
the best players.
How
It's better,
Not about the best
better
players, it's about
players.
the right players. That's the
Better
point.
players. It's not best
It's about
players.
the
Better
right players.
players.
Bro,
Better
bringing the
players,
right players,
not
bringing better players. Man United we're still gonna be better than Liverpool or City.
Why
I
not?
just,
Well, we'll see at the
Why
end of the
not?
season if we're better
Why
than Liverpool or
not?
not.
It's a problem.
We'll see.
hey,
We're not.
what did I tell you? What did I tell
Jerry,
you?
one thing you have to bear in mind is that like this isn't Football Manager. It's very rare that one manager gets all these amazing players that fit perfectly into a system. It's very rare. Like I get it.
Quickly. The managers that have won the league, like Pep, I'm sorry, what you're saying, he's got the
All right,
players.
Conte used Victor Moses as a wing back.
Yeah. Did he not get Costa and Fabregas?
No, wait. He got two players.
Those are world-class players.
No, wait. Costa before Costa went to Chelsea, he was world-class player. Before he came to Chelsea, he was world-class player.
Of course, he won the league at Atletico.
Without Fabregas and Costa, don't have to fuck all.
Before they signed Costa, he's a world-class player.
Of course.
We all of
I'm not
you.
gonna lie, Conte didn't sign Costa or Fabregas, but that's fine.
Who signed it?
It was Jose.
Yeah, but they were there though, weren't they?
Yeah, they were there. I'm just clarifying it. Like,
My point to you guys is that world-class managers, they find solutions to issues.
You know what you just said? Cool. With the solution to issues,
Did Jose find a solution to Man United? Did Van Gaal find a solution to Man United? No.
Let me just say. So, in your opinion, obviously with the Chelsea thing, I just said they had Costa and Fabregas already there. In our team, who is the Costa and the Fabric? Like who right now in our team are those players? Like who's our goal?
Rashford. This is what I keep on. This is. You lot are not listening to what we're saying. Like, all right, cool. Chelsea had Costa and they had Fabregas. Do you think that Costa can play in any system and still bang?
You're not.
No, because this is what I'm saying. You just said we had Costa and we had Fabregas. We had an identity and we found missing pieces to the identity. That's what it comes down to. We had a system that we wanted to play. We sound, and this is a bit different. We found the players that we wanted to fit. That's why it goes now. Now we're talking about recruitment because basically Ollie might have an idea of how he wants to play. You didn't recruit the right
players.
You're
not agreeing, but you don't really listen to each other.
No, I'm not
You're not really understanding each other.
We
all agree that you need a top manager. You need a system and you need players. We all agree that.
We agree. We agree on the same thing. We disagree on the reasons why. That's the difference. You are blaming the players. Me and Ricky are blaming the coaches. We're not disagreeing. Like what the problem is still the same. We're discussing why we have a problem. That's a disagreement.
Wait.
Left back.
Wait. I want I want to come to you quickly. Let me just say, wait, one sec. Because with Chelsea, I'm sorry, did you not buy back Matic? Then you bought Kante, if I'm correct. Then you bought
the year before, bro. They won it with Mourinho, then you finished 10th, and then they won the league again. So it was basically the same team, Jerry.
The same team.
Yeah, bro. They won the league with Mourinho 2014-15. 15-16, they got sacked. Then 2016-17, Conte's first season, they won the league again. They didn't even...
That goes back to my point I made in the preview. It goes back to my point I made in the preview. So, like Jax always says, do we want the sacking managers thing, or are we willing to give it time?
Jerry, let me just say this. Exactly what... Hold tight, Mike. Hold tight, Jesse, in it. First of all, hold tight, Jesse. Because listen, man just said that we won the league in a basically 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 system. Man got sacked. The following season, we won the league. Basically, Conte came in, played three at the back. Are you telling me that Conte wanted Moses to play right wing back? No. But as a coach, he found a way. There's no way.
Again.
We're saying, you know what? I don't want a better right back. I'm going to play Victor Moses at right wing back, and he's going to win this elite. Again, it's the coach. That's why I'm still.
It
I'm
worked.
still
It
focused.
worked.
It's a
Of course.
problem.
It worked. But Victor
Oh,
Moses
I'm
was not
not-
Wan-Bissaka. Victor Moses is a very good player. let's
But what
call a
about
spade a spade.
What
Yeah,
and also, I think the issue with that is welcome to Conte the next season.
yeah, but is that
Man,
Conte's Chelsea?
No,
No,
exactly. It goes back to the
Anyway,
point
bro.
again.
He didn't have the
You can't blame
players
that
to
on Conte.
sustain him.
You can't blame that on Conte.
No, I'm not blaming Conte. I'm not blaming Conte. That's my problem. That's my thing, Quan. I'm not blaming Conte. I think Conte's a top manager.
No, but you're saying
I think he's a top manager.
you're saying that Conte didn't last the following season, are I?
Yeah, not his fault. But what happened?
But I'm saying, but you cannot compare the situation because our models are different. You're Ancelotti.
Thank you.
Ancelotti,
No, I
you have
heard
won.
that, but within your model, what happened?
You're Ancelotti. You won three Champions League trophies with previous clubs. You come to Chelsea, you win the league, you win the FA Cup, you get sacked. We cannot compare that. This principle we cannot compare.
But I want to know what happened. The thing is, what happened?
Well,
Why did he get sacked?
But we lost
See, that's my point.
They just
Maybe if he had better players, the better system.
As a Chelsea fan, you will never hear a Chelsea fan do what you're doing now. You will never.
I'm joking. Let me tell
It's a valid point, though. One sec, because I saw you guys wanted Lukaku, but they said no, and then you got Morata, and then the rest is history.
Imagine if Morata was playing better. He looked so short when he came to.
What's the point that you're trying to make with that?
No, because, like Jackson, the player didn't Conte really want Romelu Lukaku?
Yeah, he wanted Lukaku. Yeah, he did.
So, for him to get Morata, I think that just defeated the whole. I swear, yeah, he even told Costa to bounce, and then he wanted Lukaku to replace him. The board said no, we're going to bring in Morata. I mean, that's just.
But I don't know what you're getting with that because that's a recruitment.
What you're trying to say is that's what happens when a manager doesn't get his players.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Bro,
the player is so important. No, we agree.
Yeah, because bro, it's not football manager. This is what I'm saying. Like you can't have 1 billion to spend and bring in every player you want all the time. Like,
Lampard.
So why did he get sacked? Why did Conte get sacked? Why did Conte get sacked?
This is what I'm saying. Lampard came in, spent his
wanted to leave.
Got the players that he wanted.
To leave? He got sacked.
Got the players that he wanted to leave. That he wanted to bring in, and he got sacked. Like just because you get given the money to buy the players you want, does not define success.
Can you explain to me why Conte got sacked?
Say that again.
Explain to me why Conte got sacked.
Conte got sacked because he had passer with the board. That was a large factor in why he got sacked. He fucked up the relationship with Diego Costa. That fucked up the balance in the changing room. Every single time, the players wanted him out because you've seen that happen. That's why he got sacked twice. That's why he lost the dressing room. He had to go. That's why he got sacked.
Can I say something, guys? I pay a lot into how clubs are run, basically. Yeah, the way Chelsea are run is that a committee signs players. Yeah, and the committees with good experience, great track records, they know what they're doing. Yeah, the manager. Exactly. So the manager is not actually the one that chooses the player. All they do is say, we've identified a player. Yeah. Do you like him? Yes or no? And then they put it into context. Depends on how good the player is. If the player is like a world-class player, they'll still sign him. They don't care if the manager doesn't want him or not. Yeah. That's how their thing is. Our thing at our club, yeah, we have a committee that don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
Speaking of the world-class manager thing, like, for us, the way we achieve success is by maximizing, making lemons out of lemonade. Basically, that's what that's how we're gonna do it. And to do that, the focus, unfortunately, has to be on the coach. Unfortunately,
the coach, yes.
Of course. It's something about recruitment that's never gonna change at our club.
That's true.
Yeah. So when I hear your arguments, they all sound good, but they're not contextualized. So that's why I always just ignore them.
To be fair, to be fair, you're both right because but when we had the original conversation, even Jax basically landed with it's the board, and exactly what you just said. It's the board.
That's the context that you're missing.
It's the board that signs the
I get it.
No, what I'm trying to say is we've been talking for like an hour and a half. we basically agree
Agreed.
the same. The main thing is you're bored. That's the problem.
Wait, can I just say one thing? That's
I
what
can't just see.
I
Yeah,
still
go
haven't
on.
said it.
Hurry
Like,
up.
yes, hurry up. All I was the only way I'll sack Oli, yeah. The only way I'll fully get rid of Oli is that if he gets backed, for example, by the board and everything, and we're still playing this rubbish football, then it does lead down to him and the coaches at the. Why are you shaking your head?
But no,
Because
let him land.
Wait. No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Hmm.
if Oli he has all the players, everything. There's no excuses. We have to do well. That's what I'm saying. If he doesn't, like, for example, win the league or anything, with
Jesse,
all the players and everything, then
Jesse,
I think that is his problem. Like
that's what I
that,
was saying to you.
that he has to go. Like
No,
you've
but,
got the
but Jesse,
players now.
that's what we've been saying. That's what we've been saying. Like you're saying there that once Ollie gets given the money and he buys all the players he needs,
It's
then
not
he
gonna
can.
happen. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, bro. That's what I'm
Not
saying.
even all the players. Not even all
All
the
right,
players.
all right. So can I
Let's
just
say
jump in?
five,
So I
like
see what
four,
Ricky's
five.
saying.
Let's say 4
Jesse,
5
it's cool. I
players.
get it's cool. It's cool. I hear what Ricky's saying, and I agree. And I guess this is where we agree, and we all have minimal disagreements. Wherever it's fine. It's okay to have opinions, right? So I guess what you're saying is true in the sense that we all know the issue is the board. So then, when it comes to how we optimize, you obviously optimize with the manager. The manager is the one who's supposed to optimize, right? And I think that's where there's a bit of a disagreement because I think Ole is trying his best to optimize with what he has.
Oh, I think he's trying his
And
best as
and
well.
that's why I say if you go
Yeah, but
and
is his
actually
best good enough?
No,
let me get. So that's why I say, and you don't know I've said this already. If Man United want to do well, we've got to get the best board, or we get the best manager, we get the best players, and we back them to the end. That's the only way we can do well. That's the only way we can win. I've said this how many times. But all I'm saying is I think Ole's job is a bit hard. I think he's flopping in some areas. I think one of his biggest flop for me is the fact that he doesn't start buying. I think that's a huge trick that he's missing, right? But I just think the issue is too big with the players. I think that's why I keep saying players. I think especially the back five, the issue is huge. And no matter, and I know another manager could do better, right? But I just don't know if a new manager
I'm
with
good with
this
that.
team can still win the league ahead of Chelsea, ahead of
See,
Liverpool,
that's the
ahead of
thing,
Man
that's-
City. No matter how good that coach is, with Maguire and them man at the forefront of our defense. That's my optimal. That's the
Yeah.
real part of my argument. That's my real part.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with the whole coaching.
I think a manager with that team can win more than what Ollie has won. Even if I'm talking FA
Oh,
Cups, even
Okay,
if I'm talking,
But we will have to see at the end of the
Kwan,
season, Kwan.
Kwan, let me
Yeah,
cut you
cool.
there because, like Jack said, I agree. I've always said with a better manager, we could do better. But
Mm.
what's better? If Oli finishes second, and I believe a better manager could do better, which is second, because, like Jack said, we've seen in the league. I don't know with our board again. I don't know how we're gonna surpass
Do
them.
better, really.
Yeah, like so. I think second is the best we can
Can I
do
ask
with
a question,
the
Jenny?
board
Yeah.
that we have. Yeah, go on.
Do you guys think that since Fergie's left, we have actually had a manager in charge that actually fit our club?
Of course, bro. We said the board. They're doing it, do it, fam.
We
No,
haven't.
the board have been doing
No.
freestyle.
So you can't say that there's not a manager that can actually win something because we actually haven't had a manager that's actually fits the bill that actually is qualified to be a Manchester United manager.
So who is that
But
then?
if they
Who
were
is
back,
that?
they can though. If
They're
Jose was
up
back, he could have won the
there.
league.
I have
But
my
if
opinion.
no, but Ricky,
I have
you
my
said if Jose
opinion.
was back, he couldn't win the league.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think Jose.
Jose was never United fit.
I don't think he was a fit for Manchester United at all.
No,
So
but I
who-
mean, if he was back, do you think he could have won the league?
Hmm?
That's my question. If Jose
Say
was
that again.
backed, if Jose was backed, do you think he could have won the league with Man United?
I think so.
No, not against Pep Guardiola.
I think he could. I think-
Bro, listen.
think
Anywhere
really?
Jose is, I mean, again, all right, cool. When you put Pep into the equation, it's a bit different. But
Yeah.
anywhere Jose has gone, whether it's Madrid, whether it's at Chelsea, like
But
if
Pep
you
was
back
there.
him,
Pep was
if
there
you,
too.
if you back him, a world class manager, fully backed, I think he would have won trophies. But
I think so.
what Ricky said, if we're talking about the fans and how you lot play,
Yeah,
Jose
it'll
was
be-
never a Man United gaffer. Never in a million years.
I'll
Never
be
in a
like
million years was he a Man United gaffer. And to be fair, again, it comes back to that thing, innit? What do you want? None of us are wrong. It comes back to what do you want? If you want attacking football and you don't care about titles, you don't bring in Jose. If you want to win titles, you bring in a serial winner, Jose Mourinho. What is it? Like, I'm not asking you to answer. I'm saying like that's what it comes down to. Like, what do you want? That's what it comes down to.
I'm the only manager that is probably that we can all agree on that's probably qualified to be a Manchester United manager. Yeah, it's probably Pep Guardiola. I mean, we're never gonna get him, unfortunately. Yeah. So then you just have to make where do you actually want to make your sacrifices? What do you want to sacrifice? Do you want to sacrifice the style of play? Do you want to sacrifice development of players? That's what we did with Mourinho. We sacrificed the style of play and development of players.
Yeah.
For a manager that has a trophy record. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now,
and then we didn't back him.
I think Man United as an identity, our strength has always come from our development of players.
Yeah.
That's
Can I give you 10 seconds of an
I
analysis?
said like two cool managers who actually a club that actually develop players, and we've seen them develop players and have a history, a track record of developing world-class players. Are the managers that we should be going for, if you ask me?
You don't need to
Do
take
you know
a
what
risk.
Man United flopped? We didn't.
We had
flopped. There was a timing issue.
Wait,
Man United
Jack.
had a timing issue. We had a serious timing issue when Ferguson left. That was the fundamental issue because we wanted to keep an identity of a manager that was going to be there for a very long time, which is why we went for Moyes. But it was a huge mistake because at that specific time, football was changing.
Yeah,
football was changing. Is that business? So many businesses have gone down and under. Big businesses. Look at a Blockbuster. They've gone down because they didn't move with the times. There was an issue there. We should have gone with the times at the time and gone for a top manager then and spent a lot of money. But unfortunately, we thought to keep the identity, we'll go for Moyes. And that was the beginning of a downfall.
When you brought Fergie in, who did he manage before? Was it Aberdeen?
Yeah.
And how long was he Aberdeen manager for?
He was there for quite a while.
Because in my head, you actually have to do the same thing again.
That's what he wanted to do with Moyes. That was the point.
What I'm saying is, but when I look at David Moyes never played the attacking football that you wanted. Like I know he's at Everton, so it's a bit harsh to judge him, but he was never the guy. In reality,
Eddie Howe
you're probably better off.
Eddie Howe.
I actually rated Eddie Howe anyway.
I know you.
I know how you said that. You're actually better off going to the Bundesliga. There's bare managers in the Bundesliga that have got experience. They're tactically aware. You're actually better off gambling because there's no big coaches available right now. The last one
was Poch. We should have went for Poch.
Guys, think of a manager that develops young players who has had success for a sustained period of time. It has to be a Premier League and British. Add that to the equation. You get Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers has never been seriously linked with Manchester United. Because
he managed Liverpool.
He managed Liverpool. That's not happening.
After the Celtic thing, he should have at least been considered, bro. After the Celtic,
Rodgers. You lot would not back because Ricky. I tell you not. When Rodgers was available, I wanted him. Like he had a history at Chelsea.
Yeah, he coached at Chelsea.
Rodgers is a bad boy manager, but you and I both know if you man bring him in, this is what people were saying. Like people were saying, if Jose fucks up at Spurs, then man will go and get him. Like if you give Brendan a good youth players and backed him for years and gave him money, Brendan should have won the league at Liverpool. He was just unfortunate not to do it. But United.
I agree. Facts.
We've been talking for a hot sec.
What did I say, fam? I said it.
I told you, Jerry.
You actually need to run a podcast which isn't United specific.
For real.
Even if it's not once a week or twice a week, like even if it was once a month, where basically we all love football, we can just come together and just chat shit about football for a couple of hours and then bounce.
Trust me, it gets heated. These are the kind of words. You know, don't know. Me and Cole were gonna have a serious fight one time in our room. We're gonna rock. We're talking about Messi versus Ronaldo. Do you remember? All because I said Ronaldo's better than Messi.
Really came to blows.
Bad. But obviously, going back to today's game, obviously it was a dead game. We don't really want to talk about.
Only go back to the games.
Obviously, today's game, the points were shared. Obviously, Emmanuel, I'm gonna come to you. Like,
down Liverpool bad, you know.
Oh, what, they're winning?
Yeah, they're winning 1-0. They're winning 1-0.
Jeez, man, that's not good news, boys.
It's fine. Emmanuel, quickly, just give me your thoughts on top four. Is Chelsea making it? And who was your man of the match?
I think top four. We're gonna scrape it still. I believe we are. And my man of the match, I hate to say it because I don't really like Rudiger, but I think he played well. and yeah, so I'll give it to Rudiger.
Okay.
Which is quite
Fine.
sad.
Same question to you. Are Chelsea making top 4? And
I think
who was your man of the match?
I think we'll get top 4. Man of the match was Kante. Calm.
Yeah, Kante. There was one chance Rashford had, and he just came
Yeah,
out
he
of
was-
nowhere.
Even if you look what Bruno done,
Nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
Kante was on job today.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
that's what happens when you have Conte, the player. I mean, I'm joking.
We're not going to get to that. Yeah, we're not going to get to that.
I'm joking.
Yeah, Jack's just going to go to you then. You're obviously top 4. I think, do you feel that we've secured it? Or is it still in the balance? And who was your man of the match?
I think our ability to not lose games, especially against the top teams that we're in and around, helps us get top 4. So I think we'll get top 4. Man of the match, De Gea. I think De Gea, some of the saves he made, a couple saves he made were good. So I'll give it to De Gea.
Rick, gonna come to you, bro. Big debates this stream. I hope you got your point across, guys. If you're watching, leave your comments below. Who was right? Who was wrong? Whatever. But yeah, what are you saying? Top 4.
Go
on. No, that could be any player.
Yeah.
I'll get Kante, man.
Yeah, I can't disagree, man. Kante. When I saw him in the starting lineup, I understood what his job was because I don't know what you Chelsea was he happy with Kante or Jorginho not playing or?
You know what the funny thing was? Like, I think he
I was
had
happy
to.
with Kante.
I think he had to play, but it was more of a risk. I told you in the last one, it was more of a risk to play Jorginho because I said that someone has to take Bruno out the game. But then there was bare times where unless Kovacic could drive with the ball because he's the ball carrier, we had no one that could penetrate passes or someone that could run the game. So
players. Just happens at Man United. I'm just joking.
Okay.
That's off.
The
Very valid. The players.
Josh, I'm gonna come to you. Yeah, I'll be making top 4. Is it secured? Obviously, we've got Palace in the week and then City next week, so another tough few games coming up. So, what do you say for top 4? And who was your man of the match?
Top 4 is not secured at all yet, for sure. But I do think we'll make it. And man of the match, probably Kante as well. Yeah.
Wow, a lot of Chelsea players getting love. Obviously, United. Listen,
Chelsea player.
I know, but I think there's honourable shout-outs for us United fans. Jesse, gonna come to you next. How you feeling about top 4 and who was your man of the match?
As just said, top 4 is definitely not secured because you never know with this Man United team, bruv. We could fully just not get top
capitulate.
4. We could fully capitulate. So, but I do think we'll get top 4 with the team we have, and we only got 12 games left as well. So I think we'll be settled by then. So, and man of the match, I'm actually gonna say Rashford. You know that guy was
man of the match.
That guy was on bits.
Rashford. You're trolling, fam. What?
He's trolling.
He's not getting kicked.
He's not getting kicked for that.
Can I change my man of the match? Can I change my man of the match? I'm going to keep as a United player, but I think Lindelof does some lasting tackles today.
The one with Werner right at the end. He saved you there because he bags there if he doesn't. Yeah.
Honestly, I'll give you my honest opinion. I honestly think it was Kovacic. You know, that guy
was cold as well. Kovacic was cold.
I like him. I'm a fan. You know.
You know what? Yeah, like as a Chelsea fan. Like there are times where it doesn't matter who's pressing Kovacic.
Yeah,
he doesn't lose the ball.
There's 2 man on him.
He doesn't lose the ball. He's not like Scott and Fred, the players. I'm just saying. I'm just joking.
Because we couldn't get.
He passes the player.
He couldn't we couldn't get the ball off him. Like he Chelsea in possession. Like he was key to the game.
He's cold. And that's why when you talk about Frank going. Frank was barely playing Kovacic. Now he's like one of our most important players.
I don't think Frank was a good coach. I can't be lying to you, bro. I think it was crap.
Guys don't play him.
The time you lot needed to go and Jimmy didn't come on, I just need this guy's finished.
Yeah, I was against Arsenal. I remember that game.
I was so happy not to see that.
Just quickly, obviously the idea of said about the podcast and that. Obviously, we got another one where we review the Premier League games over the weekend. We got that tomorrow actually at 10 p.m. But I think to start a new one, get you lot on board and that. Just gonna create a group and see what.
Can you not do it earlier than 10 p.m. though, Jerry? Man, first and foremost, I'm living with you.
If you don't want to join, don't join. Like.
No. I'm trying to sleep. I've got work in the morning. This guy's
Jerry, some of the old, we got careers in that.
I know. But listen, with the timing, it's because the Premier League weekend wraps up at the last game of the weekend.
Monday, innit?
Exactly. So that's when we do the review for the whole game week. So
do it on a Tuesday then.
Yeah, but that's too late because then there's midweek games and then it's past.
Midweek games, so it's a bit techy.
Yeah,
I'll try joining for like a quick 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, we're back tomorrow. Chelsea, obviously, we might not. Obviously, we played the 2 games. We might not see you again, but just quickly on your result last week, Atletico. Just quickly, how do you lot feel about the Champions League? Is that a viable trophy for you lot this season? Quan, I'm gonna go to you first.
We can't win the Champions League because, ironically,
the players who did
No, you know what? I genuinely think in Tuchel, like I see something with Lampard. We didn't have an identity, and within like 2 games, I now see how Tuchel. I see how he wants us to play. I think give him the transfer window, back him.
Sorry to cut you. So it was
see, I told you, Jerry, look at the bottom.
I can't give the penny because it'll be too much talk. Wow.
I told you he has to get sacked. That's complete foolishness.
No, that is
complete foolishness.
Well.
That's
Oh no, it's poor.
Premier League referee saying something like that. Premier League referee.
The mad thing is as well, even if you thought that, why would you say it?
Innit? Why would you tell?
That's what
Obviously, referees think this all the time, of course. But why would you tell the captain?
He said it to Maguire. Why would you even say that?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go and say it.
Furthermore, there's no fans in the stadium. Like, we can probably hear that if you look at this. I know you can probably hear that. It's mad.
He's trying to rattle us, but yeah, go on, Quan. Just finish your point on the Champions League.
Yeah, I think Tuchel. I think he's the guy. I think we've got an identity now. We got to back him. Even though we talked about Man United having issues, I know why Jackson's saying what he's saying because you are United. You should be challenging for Champions Leagues. Chelsea, we should be challenging for Champions Leagues. Both clubs have to spend. Like Man City is the benchmark. We've all got to spend racks. Otherwise, we're not doing nothing. So Champions League, I think if we beat Atletico, it's a good job, but it depends on the draw. Like we don't know who we're gonna get next round.
Yeah, luck of the draw could be aside though. And to be fair, when you've got a good coach, you never.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Allow it. Go to bed.
Emmanuel, quickly, your thoughts on obviously you beat Atletico last week. How you feeling, man?
At the moment, we have an identity and we play with some vim in it. So I feel like we'll make it somehow, but we won't win it. I don't think we're winning it. Like we make it to the quarterfinals or semi-finals maybe if we're lucky. But winning it this season, I don't believe so. No. Okay, but I think we'll be Atletico though. I think we'll be there. They did it.
Obviously, yeah. United, we got AC Milan, Europa League. Obviously, we'll get to the previews later on when the game's coming and that. But we're still in the FA Cup, still in the Europa League. It still could be a good season for the great Oli. I mean, he's at the wheel at the moment. Let's see if he'll be at the end of the season. Guys, thank you for watching, man. It's been a long one. I didn't want it to be long, but again, it's out of my control. Coming up to 2 hours once again. Shout out to everyone commenting, everyone viewing, everyone liking, subscribing. Thanks for all the support, man. It's been a great one. Obviously, it's good to link up with rival fans, have a bit of banter, and let's hope if both of us get top 4, so be it. I mean, it's always good to have the top teams in the Champions League for me. Obviously, Leicester, they flopped today. They always flop. Yeah, if we get the original top 4, was it Chelsea, United, we don't want Liverpool.
No.
City.
Liverpool.
If West Ham could do a thing, that would even be great. Like,
East Londoners.
Did you not watch Spurs?
They will make it.
Yo, I know, but I'm just saying that if this Bale, Kane, and Son thing,
you think they got a chance?
Top 4, bro.
That could be the best 4-3 in the league,
bro. With the way the Prem can move, you never know.
Nah, Spurs defensively
I
are
mean,
dead
you
though.
know, those few players, those few players.
I don't like
they
Spurs
create-
The thing is that Spurs defensively are trash.
They are.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I
They are
just said.
bad. Like,
They're
so,
poor.
so I don't know because
But the coach is defensively good. The coach, so the coach
Yeah.
can, you know.
That
Like this.
defense is
Listen,
dead.
guys,
Like this.
that is another
I come,
video.
we talk.
That's
Yeah,
another
tell me.
video for another day. Want to thank all the guests for coming on this week, man. It's been a good one, guys. Like I said, smash that subscribe button, smash the like button. It's been eventful, but as the game comes thick and fast, we move, man. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.